All right, I can see my face on my side, so we are live. What's going on, everybody? So, appreciate everyone coming to hang out. I'm at work, getting paid to watch. Right on. So anyway, no specific agenda today. I just need to work on my 4th of July show. I was working on the audio last night, and I figured this would be a really fun way to kind of not only make progress on designing the show, but also share that experience with you guys. So no real timeline here. I'm just going to be working on it, answering questions, hanging out with you guys. Feel free to interact as much as possible. My scripting is on one screen and the live stream's on the other one, so if I'm looking this way, I'm not trying to ignore you. I'll be looking at chat as much as I can. So check out what we're working with today. You have to build 82 3-shot 5-inch racks before July 1st. That's seems like something you need to get working on there, bud. All right, so how's the audio sound? Everyone can hear me okay? I did have dinner. Had a salad a little bit ago. Audio's good. Awesome. So we're going to be using Finale 3D this year, which I'm very excited about because it provides visuals. Special FX, SFX Fireworks is it's a brand. So anyway, I'm using Finale 3D, and meaning I can share with you guys exactly what we're trying to achieve. It's quite exciting. So in years past, used more of a spreadsheet approach. You know, at 5 seconds something shoots and you punch it into a spreadsheet. This year, we get to visually see everything, which is very exciting, and I've been playing around with Finale a little bit. I'm not an expert by any means, but it's going to allow us to really create some really cool things in a very timely manner. So my show this year is, as of right now, it's going to be approximately 8 minutes and some change long. That might change. I'm known for making last-minute edits. For example, last night I cut out another 30 seconds of my audio file. Is that the pro version? I don't actually know, to be honest with you. It's the 3D version. I have not heard of Stinger brand. But yeah, so I'm just going to, start plugging away. I have some inventory punched into their inventory system here, but I noticed that a lot of items are missing. So there's going to be stuff that I'm going to have to create on the fly or just put placeholders in. I'm comfortable with placeholders, like as long as something is going for the duration that I think it's going to be going and is approximate height. For example, with like a 25-shot cake, as long as something's going for the duration, that's all I really care about. I don't care if it's the exact effect. So yeah, I wish Finale was cheaper too. This is actually not my license. It's technically licensed through work, so I didn't pay for this. So I'm lucky that I get to use it. So I'm just gonna dive in. I want to show you guys how quickly we can create something in Finale, because I just like it's really freaking cool. So let's just say at this point on this audio file, we want to create something. I want something to go right when that audio beat hits, and we'll listen to music in just a second, but I want to just show you how quickly I can do this. So we're going to search for red, white, and blue, and I'm going to pull in some single shots. So for example, like this red, white, and blue jellyfish, I want to have it go at 3 different positions, so left, center, and right. And if I click this, you'll see it puts my effects right into the window here, and I'm just going to angle them out a little bit so that way we get a little more spread in the sky. And so at that point, we have 3 single shots going, okay? That's obviously not enough, so we're going to add in some groundwork too. So I'm going to select my other positions. All I'm doing is holding shift and clicking these positions. Go back to my window here, and I want to do some mine action at this point. So these red, white, and blue 3-layer mines, I actually don't have these. I had them last year, and I think they're freaking awesome. So we're going to put those in. You'll see I dropped 4. I can drag them so they all angle together. And there's probably faster ways for me to do this. Again, I'm still learning. So I bet you there's a way I could copy, rotate, so it's facing the other direction. But I'm just going to do this manually for a little bit. You see, add another 4. Angle it at 25. And then check this out. Can you guys hear the audio? But look at that. Right on the beat, we hit 3 single shots, 60 millimeters with 6 mines fanned out. I mean, just how quickly we were able to throw that together. So anyway, that's not actually what we're going to do at that point. I just want to show you guys how quickly we can do this. Can't wait for Elite to ship. I have not played with Elite Fireworks myself. So you guys kind of heard the intro here. It starts out slow, right? So right here, I want to have some groundwork going. I have a style, and you'll see it in all my shows, and I've pretty much repeated this every year, where the song starts slow, I always start with groundwork, and then come in with aerial. And I literally do this every single show. So I have some flames from Spirit of 76 Fireworks. They're 30-second flames. I try to put in inventory right before the stream, so you'll see some of these populated here. So the thing is, I only have 5 colors. I'm rocking 7 positions. These are spaced out 50 feet apart. This is the same site I did last year. Last year I did 5 positions about the same distance, so basically this year I just tacked on 2 positions on the end, mostly for single shots, so we can do some cooler comets, mines, things like that. So because I only have 5 colors, I'm just going to use the middle 5 positions here at random, no particular order. We'll do red, blue, green, and probably a 15-second flame actually might work better for this side, for this spot, but I don't have them, so sometimes it's funny, you just kind of work with what you have, you know what I mean? Yes, I do have Credco racks. I have 5 of them. I picked up 3 more after last year, because last year I was making racks the week before the 4th, and I said, I was like, I need to keep myself accountable and make sure I buy some more Credco racks. So now, flames come on right at the start of the beat. So I'm going to let that play for a little bit, but I want to do some aerial stuff here, and I want some opinions on this. So you'll see it start slow. Listen to the music. Sorry about that. Jumped ahead. So, yeah, FWSim is very similar for sure. I did notice I was trying to punch in my inventory, and a bunch of the new Pro line this year is just missing from the catalogs, unfortunately. So I don't have a lot of the new Raccoon, Wizard Pro line, and all of the Spirit 76 new for this year is not in there. So you're going to have to create sims for that, unfortunately. But so for our audio here, there's some words. You can climb a mountain. You can swim in the sea. So I thought about doing something here to kind of hit those beats and also just not leave it where it's only ground effect, because we have a solid 15 seconds here of just flames. So obviously I want something else going on to, you know, keep people's attention. I'm not sure the best thing to do for climb a mountain. So somewhere in here I thought about doing 2 comets where they literally just like touch tips to make it look like a mountain. Very basic, but I thought that'd be kind of cool. So if I were to do that, I'd probably use these positions and bring in something with a tail. I have a bunch of comets this year, including a ton from Raccoon. Like these ones. Red tip to strobing tail, red strobe willow tail. Actually, I use a bunch of the red strobe willow tail in the finale, which is not fully done. So we'll might show you that in a little bit, but again, it's not done. So let's just assume something like this comet here. So if we put it at maybe a 20, 25, basically touch tips, make it look like a mountain. It is, yeah, cheesy but kind of fun. And swim the seas, my thought is some flying fish. Something flying fish related. Favorite Pyrotechnics product. That is such a, you know, horsetails definitely work. I do have some horsetail cakes too. You're thinking throw horsetails up in general through it. I've seen the movie Step Brothers. Oh, nice. Something blue. Something. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me look at my effect list here. So I have a couple things pulled up. This is actually my inventory list of items that I have set aside for this year. I do have some flying fish. If these falling leaves were just blue, that'd be kind of cool, but they're not. Blue bow tie, blue horsetails. Horsetails more falling than swimming, but that'd be that could be potential. Some flying fish and horsetails would be kind of cool. Let's just throw some fish in here and just see what it looks like, and then we can always come back. Oh, wrong catalog. Gotta go back to Spirit. Fish. 560 millimeter flying fish. Silver flying fish, that's what it is. So, which 2 of these? These could probably be, I don't know why they look like they have an angle to them, but that looks more straight up to me, but anyway. So, I mean, they never look that good, but if they did, that'd be freaking awesome. Now listen to this beat. There's a lot of beats in here, and I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to use a ton of cues trying to hit some of these beats through this song. And I'm not going to lie, all of the music this year, it's like an epic theme. So I have 4 songs selected right now, and it's very theatrical, epic music. All have a ton of beats like that. There's just, I probably should have chose some slower songs in the middle, because honestly, like, I'm going to run out of cues before I get halfway through the show. This is Finale 3D. Go-Getters would look really cool. Tourbillons would also look really cool. I don't have any Go-Getter mines this year. I used them all last year, I believe. Yeah. Tourbillons. I have a tourbillon cake. Let's just play with some of these single shots here. And the really cool thing is if we punch in single shots of these beats, you can easily swap them. So if you put placeholders in here, I found that I can just swap them out. For example, these 62 millimeter or 60 millimeter single shots. If we end up having horsetail that works better, you can swap those out pretty easily. So let's come back to the music here. There's a beat here I want to make sure we hit. That. Probably just some type of slice cake in there just to draw some attention. I have a ton of slice cakes this year. A lot of them are from Raccoon, and they're not in the catalog, unfortunately. So you'll see these are slice cakes here, and then I have more. Did I close that tab? Oops. Hold on one second. Here we go. So check out some of the Raccoon stuff. Yeah, I got all these slice cakes from Raccoon. So, for example, White Stroke Waterfall, Red Dahlia, Time Rain Willow with blue. That'd be cool. I'm just going to put a placeholder in here so we can see what this looks like right in the middle. And it's really funny, if I had unlimited cues, unlimited budget, I would probably have 3 of these things going at any given time. Like 3 slice cakes, I mean. But you're going to eat through all of your cues and all of your cakes, and yeah, what do you do? Okay, now that beat is much more intense, so I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I apologize if I'm not looking at chat. So I have 4 more of those specific slices. So my thought is you hit 1 at the low beat, and then you hit 3 at the more intense beat before we hit. And also I want to throw in some aerial at that too. So that's probably the start to bring in some cakes or something like that. What size shells are you using? So everything I'm using is consumer or pro grade. Yeah, unlimited cues and budget, I know, right? How do you change positions into channels? So you don't have to use 1/18 for position. That's a great question. So Finale auto calculates that. I want to use less at positions 7 and 1 just because of my firing system limitations. I don't have a lot of firing systems, so it's going to be one of these things where I'll probably script the show and unfortunately have to pull out stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. How many total cues? Well, I guess it depends. See, that's the tricky part, because it depends on the firing system configuration at each position. So I believe position 2 through 6 should have a 72M, and position 1 and 7 will have an 18M. So I have way less cues at 1 and 7. So I'm trying to reserve those for, like, for example, slices, things like that. And that might be one of these situations where if I get really ambitious, I could run wires from position 1 to position 2, but I don't want to do that. All right, so I want to hit some cakes here at the beginning. Listen to this song a little bit and see what you think would be good in this guy here. was kind of thinking strobe. Yeah, I'm going to try to hit all these, at least this section here. I'm going to try, it's going to be a lot of cues. I'm going to try to hit all these beats with single shots. And then as the song progresses, you'll see like it gets a little more crazy here. The single shots will probably fade out and mostly be cakes. That's also a style I have because, you know, again, you can't hit all the beats with single shots. You just run out of cues or run out of single shots and so on. So I'll try to hit some really intense at the beginning, slow it down for more cakes, and then, you know, song ends, transition next thing. And it kind of, it's funny. Actually, I'm nervous about the audio track this year because it's the same type of song, rinse and repeat. Slow, gets really crazy with a lot of beats you can hit. Slow, really crazy, a lot of beats you can hit, and so on. Fast-paced Willow Cake. Fast-paced Willow Cake could be good. I might use the Willow for the second part of the song because it's like the finale of the opener, if that makes sense. So I do have a lot of strobes. Let's pull up my spreadsheet from Spirit. Got a ton of single shots. I got a variety of all those Italian single shots, so you may or may not use those this year. Mixing some layers. Oh yeah, like full DMX would be a ton of fun. So I do have these Nishiki Komoro 25-second cakes, and that would fit in there really well. So you see we're at 26 seconds where the playhead is on this beat, and 55 before the song transitions. So that would be pretty darn close. Let's just try it. Again, we can always substitute stuff out. Okay, how many of those did I have? 6. I feel like the 6 is a lot for that. Well, you know, I could use 3 and use 3 more later. That's actually not a terrible idea. I don't want to go crazy at the beginning. Or do we? I think that's pretty good. Let's hit these beats. There's a lot here too, and it repeats. So you'll see this section here is the same as that section. Also the same over here, and I think in this one too. So in theory, you could duplicate the beat and copy paste it, reverse it. Okay. So whatever we do here, my thought is on this beat to reverse it. So for example, if we start from left to right and chase on the other section, we'll go right to left. So that way it just has some symmetry, similar type effects. So this is where it gets really nutty. You could do V's, and doing a chase from left to right is a simple thing to do, but it can have a lot of impact. You could also just do a single shot and hit every single one of these positions. So we might just play with this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beats. We have 7 positions. So that might be something where I skip a position, or do the middle 5 positions to try to use less cues on 1 and 7. So we'll try that. The middle 5 positions, less cues on 1 and 7. And I want to use some of these raccoon single shots. You'll see I have way more of the raccoon single shots. And I'm thinking mines instead of comments. I have a ton of brocade. Well, not a ton. 25. We'll use those in this intro alone if we wanted to. I have way more comments. Brocade. Actually, that's a mine. We have 50 of these. That's probably a good one to use. Let's try that. We're going to zoom in here. We got to see this better. I wish these controls were slightly different, but it works. Is there a hotkey? Does anyone know if there's hotkeys that you can do this faster? Copy and paste, maybe? I feel like there's hotkeys on this thing, but we'll get there. Okay, and we can't have them straight up. We gotta have them angle, right? So I'm gonna go something like that. Let's check this out. Actually, I swear those were mines. Maybe I'm silly. Alright, hold on a second, guys. We gotta check this out. Those are more mines than they are comments. Okay, so basically what that means is the sim just looks like a comment, right? But we know those are mines, so it's okay. Can you buy comments for consumer fireworks? Yeah, you can. So there's actually reloadable comments. I did a video on recently where I took some reloadable comments and some titanium willows and mixed those together. And then there's reloadable comments from, I have some from Dominator, SFX Showline, had some from Boom and Bulldog and a couple other brands in the past as well. Copy the first and paste on the same queue, select all, the script, sequence, spread evenly. Yeah, so you're a power user. You know what's up. So my original thought was just copy. That sequence is slower than the first sequence, so I might do something differently there, but this sequence should be the same. So if I come here and paste, and then 25, right? Because then it's going to go. And these are supposed to be mines, not comments. We'll hit these ones in a second. And then back to the way. Oh. Start from the same position, so I'd have to reverse that. Again, learning curve. We'll get there. I'm not sure the best way to do that. Is there like a right click invert? Not on this drop down. Or drop up. Okay, we'll come to that. We'll come back to that. Let's go back to these beats. Okay, we're going to do some chases here. So we go left to right. You know what? I'm going to do inside out for this middle section. So it'd be left to right, inside out, and then right to left. Can you do a video by Fireworks Online? Actually, I'm going to have another video on that very shortly. Script, angles, mirror. Oh. Angles, mirror. Oh, invert. But no, that's angles. I need to invert positions, right? You're saying if I copy the original one? We'll come back to that. It's okay, we're learning. I know there's some people that, I mean, like, some people live in the software, right? That's your job, is to design shows. So imagine what that'd be like. So this section, because we have Nishikis and we have these brocade mines, it's all gold. So my thought is to continue with that trend. I do have some gold glittering willowtails. Crackle doesn't quite make sense here for me. The strobe with willowtails is also gold. I mean, I have a lot of gold stuff, so I'm just going to use these gold glitter willowtails. I do have silver ones too, but again, we'll save those for another time. You know, we could get really fun here. We could go inside out and then back in. All right, let me just play with this and see if this looks good. Bear with me. It is so funny though, using this software compared to like a spreadsheet where you have to visually, in your mind, draw out. Your stream went fuzzy. Sorry about that. Could be just internet based. Hold on one second. indeed connected. Ah, we've apparently lost connection with the Wi-Fi. So let me know if it continues to be fuzzy. Okay, what was it doing? Outside. I'm gonna do one more on the last two positions, and then we'll come back in. And the only reason I keep, it's very possible YouTube, the only reason I keep doing 25 is just a very easy one to do. My shoot site, you'll see there's a building here. It's an outbuilding, you know, it's not anything, it's a metal roof, not like inhabited or anything like that. And there are some trees right here on this road, and this road is a private road that would be closed way over here on that point, and then off screen closer to me. So it's more just clearing those trees is about it, and make sure I don't hit that building. But I'd have to have like one hell of an angle to hit that building. So we could go more crazy with this. I have some really fun angles at the end. So my thought is, don't get insanely crazy at the beginning of the show, but as the show progresses, we'll do some more and more fun things. I'll show you guys a little sneak preview of what I whipped up for the finale. Not done at all. There's gonna be way more added to it. Watching the master as he works. Thanks, man. I have a ton of Pyro Demon stuff, but I'm not using it for the 4th. That's all going to be for future videos. So if we go right, inside, and then out. Actually, you know what we could do? We could hit it. We have that slice cake, that one single slice cake left. This guy. And it's brocade crown with red strobe, and there's a red strobe and some of the other effects. So if we hit the middle shot here, just to get rid of that slice cake. All right, let's rewind here. If anyone that's just joining us, see where we're at so far. We're using Finale 3D. I'm also gonna scoot these forward just a little bit. Using Finale 3D to visually see what the heck we're doing this year, which is really exciting. All right, let's check out the first 30 seconds. You can climb a mountain. You can swim the sea. Those are mines, not comments. This thing's wrong. And you can see how very quickly I'm going to run through a ton of cues because we are 40 seconds into the show. We can talk more about work later. I haven't been drinking seriously. Wait, shoot. Wow, I haven't been drinking seriously. This is called Finale 3D. It's a visual simulation software specifically for fireworks. Yeah. So, again, as you see, we're using a lot of single shots here, and it repeats. So we can get crazy since we did this, you know, left to right, inside out kind of chase. Normally, once the next beat hits, I'd like to do something completely different. We are at 69 cues. That price is approximate because not all the prices are accurate or in here for everything. I do have 20-something cues at the finale here, and you'll see we're doing some fun shit here. So actually, just take a sneak peek of the finale. Again, this is not set in stone, so I'm going to change it, and I'll probably do it off camera specifically so that way when you're watching, you're not, you know, you're not going to know exactly what's going to happen. So check this out. All those beats in the middle, there's gonna be something hitting those beats, and of course the actual finale at the end of that and the lead up to that section. But I just threw this together just to make sure that I was fully understanding how everything was working. All right, back to what we were working on. And you know, it's really funny, like everyone scripts differently, so you could go through this entire show and just put your audio beats to very specific parts that you want to highlight, and then come back and fill in. I mean, there's so many different ways you could do it. If you're just joining us, I mentioned that you could put a placeholder in here and substitute the product out. So if you put, for example, these brocade single shots that go off at the beginning or wherever they were, if you wanted to substitute those out for whatever else you could, it's pretty easy to do. I love those triangles with the comments. Yeah, any type of parabolic effect looks super sick. And so that's actually the only reason I have 7 positions, is try to hit those parabolics. The parabolic is what I showed just at the end here. Whoa. So that's a parabolic curve, essentially. And in professional shows, a lot of times you'd have 13 positions probably to get all the angle increments, but obviously I can't do that, but I still want to try. So that's my attempt at a parabolic curve with way less positions. But it freaking worked great. I mean, check this out. To the right. I think it looked pretty freaking awesome, so yeah, I'm happy with it. That's why this software is so freaking powerful. Hey man, thanks for joining. Yeah, that's why this software is so powerful, because I can visually see that rather than on a spreadsheet saying, you know, position 2, 15 degrees, to, you know, 15 degrees, or like, I guess you'd go, depending on how you do it, a lot of times people start with 90 up right up the middle. So it'd be like 75 and 105, right? Yeah. All right, back to the beginning. So many beats. When the music's going, can you hear me okay if I talk? Because I turned the music down significantly, and it feels like it's still super loud. So yeah, I apologize if I'm being drowned out by the music. Let me know. My microphone is also on the right, and I'm looking to the left, so that doesn't help either. Yeah, it's fine. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Thanks, Justin. All right. Now, what do we want to do? This is where it can get really fun and creative, because I mean, you're limited by the number of effects and cues you have available. So for this segment, I'm kind of thinking start with the outside positions 7 and 1, because I did the middle 5 for the other 4 sections other than the 2 on the outside here. And I still have a ton of the same type of effect, the brocade to blue, which again is a mine, not a comet. The sim showing it as a comet. I have a ton of those, 40 of those. So in theory, I could literally use all 50 of those for, you know, the section if we wanted to. That's stupid. Who is this guy? He seems pretty cool. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. All right, let's have some fun. I apologize. I'm going to just start plugging away at random stuff, and let me know what you guys think. Oh, I have a good idea. Okay, never mind. I want this to actually start over here. We'll get to that in a second. This is a little bit slower. It speeds up at the end. Okay. I'm just going to use the crap out of these effects. At this point, I'm just playing with angles. I'm just going to start putting stuff in, and, you know, how wide is it from station 1 to 7? So it's 50 feet apart, 7 positions, so it should be 300 total feet across. If my math is correct. Yeah, because you'd start at the 35 on that one. I don't like that. Yeah, let's just go with it. I couldn't imagine doing this for a full-time job, because I feel like I would just get like creative block and not know what to do. Keep in mind these are mines, not comments. So we're getting a little bit different simulation here. And I could totally fix that. I could add the own effect, but as long as I know the cue's going where it's supposed to go, I don't. Oh, I just opened Spotify. Oops. Okay, let's check that out. There's just so much stuff going on. It's hard to see. Okay. That's actually a really good argument to just pull that out, because there's so much stuff going on, right, that you're kind of drowning out what you're trying to do on the next section. Save the cues, save the single shots for some time later. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're totally limited by location, firing system, effects you have available, all that stuff. I'm super fortunate. This site, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but there's nothing around here. These are all outbuildings, so it's just part of a, and that's 300 and something feet from that position to this building over here. So there's a ton of fallout space. It's something like 800 feet, I think, from that position to this road. So, super awesome. Loudest 500 gram cake you lit. Well, hell, now they have the hammer cakes. I mean, so it's basically a salute. Okay. So my thought here was I was trying to do like an inverted parabolic where we start shooting inward and then go outward. So you'll see I have 2 from the 7 in one position shooting at a 45 inward, and my thought was do 6 going a little bit higher, 5 going higher, and then 4 going out. So it kind of goes like this, if that makes sense. Wacky tobacco. Wacky tobacco is super solid. I'm totally just bullshitting this as we go, so. It's a 25. I kind of want to go straight up on that one. No, we don't. We want to go out just a little bit. There we go. And again, this might look total trash later. We'll see. And there's one more beat here. Okay, check this out. Yeah, really hard to see. So. Oh, thanks for stopping by. Yeah. First Pyro YouTuber watched a video of you doing a store shopping trip. Yeah, I mean, did a store shopping trip that went viral and did not expect it, and here we are. So, yeah, appreciate it. Oh, I didn't see Rob. What's going on, man? Welcome. Glad to have you. Hope everything's going well. It's been a hot minute. So, anyone just joining us, we're throwing a bunch of stuff up in a very short time frame, and I'm kind of debating on cutting back on some of these hits because there's a lot going on and I feel like it's being slightly drowned out. So I'm going to leave it as it is and move forward to the next section. The Nishikis we have going off here end in just a second, so we're going to have something else going on, but the song kind of fades at the spot here, which I think is going to be really cool, so we'll skip to that in just a minute. So actually listen to this.
Jump into the fire.
I don't plan on doing like gasoline fireballs, but that'd be a perfect opportunity to throw up some fireballs. So you have the cake ends. Unfortunately, we have a couple seconds here after that cake ends that I need to put something in the sky in order to fill that dead space. But then the song fades. You can jump into the fire would be fantastic to throw up some flames. So I do have the DMX effects on here, and we could throw a flame in there as a placeholder and come back, and unfortunately would have to probably, yeah, Cremora, I know, like some type of fireball would be perfect there. Last time I didn't have fireballs, I threw up some like whistle mines to crackle mine or something like that. This is Finale 3D. Yeah, Rob, I heard of, I mean, was familiar with your accidents, but I'm glad that you're doing videos again, shooting stuff again, and happy you're here. Oh, you need a Pyro Nation sticker? I have a shit ton in the cabinet back here. Shoot me your address, and I will email you. I will send you a Pyro Nation and Robinson sticker. Yeah, I know, right? No longer at Cobra. It was a long stint, a long time at Cobra.
You can jump into the fire.
Okay, so fire. Let's just assume. Let's just assume we're gonna have some fire here. I cannot confirm or deny there's gonna be fire. It's probably not gonna be fire. Oh, what? Fireball? Is it fireball? Flame? Flame. I want long flame. I just want something to visually see that there is flame going off, and I don't recognize these devices, so we're gonna hold on a second. Is it salamander? No. Mitra? Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to put in here. See if there's a... Oh, here we go. All right, perfect. That's what I wanted. Medium.
To the fire.
Okay, a little bit earlier.
Fire.
I feel like we have to have some fire in there. Oh, the Albany show? Yeah, that was like 2014. That was like early in my pro life, you know? So there was like 4-inch shells, nothing crazy. But when one broke, star bounced off a building, and it just, you know, seeing that happen in person was really cool. Yeah, the Galaxis flame machines for sure. Hey, Barbecue Rando, what's going on, man?
You can jump into the fire.
Okay, so we're definitely gonna have something crazy happen here. Obviously something in the sky, and we'll have to have something on the ground. I'll probably start something on the ground a little bit earlier, so that way when it gets slow and he says something in the fire, there's something else going on rather than just waiting for the flame. Oh, I totally agree. Some type of whistle, crackle, salute is a perfect substitute for a fireball if you don't have access to the fireball. It's all about what you have on hand, right? So I have actually, hold on, let me look here. I have some crackle mine, like some dragon egg mines. There's a little bit delay to those. I think it's a raccoon. Yeah, they're 30mm mines. You know, nothing like super nutty, but oh yeah, black. I've purposely stayed away from creating fireballs and Cremoras, just because of the nature of showing it on YouTube. That's the only reason I haven't done anything with that.
You can
I know,
jump
dude.
into the fire.
Okay, let's throw something else here. So there is a solid 34 seconds from the point of this beat to the end of the track. So ideally, I'd love to have something going that entire time, just because that'd be the easiest. Oh, the Chauvin U-Flamers, man. Like, I totally agree. You could do some really fun stuff with that. If I had a Chauvin unit out here, though, I'd be hitting it like every song every 30 seconds because you have it out there. Might as well use it. You guys are funny. So there are some of the new, you know, like the 1,000-gram compound cakes that would fit in this section. Of course, none of them are simulated. For example, Goldtail to Gold Brocade with Multicolored Dahlia from Spirit would go really well here. Ideally want something a little bit longer though, because again I need 35-ish seconds. Could throw up a Noab and some ground effects with that, or not ground effects, more like mid-level effects. Or mix and match what you can mix and match whatever you got. For the reference, yellow is inbound, blue is received, yellow is inbound. So these are things I'm expecting to get soon. And could change. So if there's something we want to put in there, I could totally, we could totally get it. Yeah, DMX lighting would work. I actually have a okay, hold on a second. I have a system here that I've been playing with quite extensively, but I'm not sure the full extent of which I will be using it. My Pyrotech system. And I've thought about, because I have access to a Cobra system, I've thought about using both in my show, because I have 64 Qs on the Pyrotech, 36 Qs on the Cobra, and access to more Qs on the Cobra, and I've thought about using both of them, timecode, using Pyrotech controlled DMX, as well as 64 Qs, and then, yes, I do have Pyrotech. Yep. But only 64 Qs. So that's where it get tricky. If you look at my show here, we're 87 Qs in, and we are within the first minute, right? We haven't gotten that far in the last 47 minutes of live streaming. But the point that I'm trying to make is mixing the two and using timecode to sync the two has a lot of benefits. So that's kind of what I was thinking. The problem I have with this is the time to make sure that everything is synchronized and set up correctly. There's not a lot of time between now and the 4th, and I have unfortunately a lot of work stuff coming on too. So it's going to be like a mad scramble trying to get everything together. Yeah, right. Finale will script both systems in the same show for you. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's why I thought about specifically segregating DMX for Pyrotech. So that way it's like Pyro, Cobra, DMX, Pyrotech. And the only reason for that would be to make sure for my brain it's easier to kind of keep them separate. Yeah, dude, the 4th is very, very close. And unfortunately, it's really funny. Like, I'm planning this show, I'm designing this show. It's possible, depending on how things shake out, like we might not do a show. It's super dry. Unfortunately, work comes first, so that could be a problem. I'm targeting the weekend before the 4th for the actual show. So 3.25 weeks out. Yeah. Also, I am sipping on whiskey, so as the stream goes on, there's probably going to be less scripting, more drinking and talking. So apologize if you're here for the scripting. It's going to taper off. I will do my best to keep on track, but I'm just forewarning you. Yeah. No, there's been some really cool stuff that we've shot this year. Yeah, it's difficult. That's a really good question, because even some of the things that I've personally shot this year were things that were already on the market. I just didn't see them myself. So then when I finally shot them, I was like, oh shit, like that's some good stuff. Right on, Tony. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah. Yeah, we're about to hit a Burning Ban too. It's we had some rain today, ironically enough, but it's not enough that it really does a whole lot. I do have some crossset cakes too on order. Just 200 gram crossset cakes, but they are assorted colors. Yeah, 20 shot crossset, assorted colors, 20 seconds each, 10 of them, so 2 sets of 5 different colors. My thought there is use those with something over top of them. I think that'd be really cool, right? So let's the beauty of Finale is if I skip this section here on the track and start working on into the song, I can always come back and add it, and it auto freaking calculates your cues and your channels. When we were doing it all manual, you almost had to go in order, because if you assigned a channel a cue and then you assigned a different channel cue, it just screwed with your mind, because then for example, Q18 you would think would be later in the script than Q1, but because you're doing it manually, it could be wherever you want to wherever you put it. Everyone needs to stop buying up cross sets. I appreciate it, man. Glad you're enjoying the channel. 96 in Phoenix. It's 78 right now here, and that's colder because of that rain that we had come through. It was, closer to 90 before, but 96. All right, I promise we'll continue scripting. Hi, John. Welcome to the stream. So this is actually the first time I've streamed on the YouTube channel, so I appreciate everyone stopping in, saying hello. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. Honestly, dry conditions is my biggest fear this year. Because we've had a very dry June so far. Now, last year was the same thing. I mean, it was a dry in the beginning, and then we had some rain, thank goodness, towards the end, and it worked out. So I have these Z brocade mines to brocade crown. It's only 20 seconds. We need 35. We could start with those and end with something else gold. Most of the stuff up to this point has been gold, so it would work out really well if we just continue with the gold trend. If we did do that and we continue with gold for this first song, the next song needs to be multicolor. Because otherwise you're going to be a minute and a half into the show and all you've seen is gold. Yeah, dude, when you see a cross set in a cake, that's, especially if it's mix effects and has a row of cross sets, it's really freaking cool. It's funny though, because it's not the loud effect, right? But it's unique because it's not in everything. Therefore, like I want it, and others that design shows do as well because it's unique effect, at least in the consumer market. Yeah, that's using Cobra Show Creator and putting everything in first, then assigning is a smart way to do it. All right, sorry. I enjoy interacting with you guys, so I'm checking chat frequently. Let's get back to some scripting. Continue on. I'll check chat in just a second. We're gonna try to do. I do have those extra 3 Nishikis. My thought is potentially using those Z brocades now. I could bring the Nishikis in to fill out this song. That might be a really good way to do it. And if we have 4, we're going to spread those out because they're also fan, so wrong screen. Yeah, boom. Alright, audio's coming in. We know they're not going to fire that way. They're not going to be perfectly synchronized. Bring in those extra 3, and we'll have to bring something over the top of it because coming off of those Z gold mine to brocade crowns, it's not going to live up to the same effect. 25 seconds, Nishiki Kimura, 36 shots. So if I want them to end at, let's say, 34 seconds, we are going back 25 seconds. So 109-ish. Somewhere in here. And everyone knows the biggest problem with this product, not Spirit, just in general, the biggest problem with consumer product is duration discrepancy. So, okay, let's try this out. Ooh, wait, what? There's another column here, right? 25 seconds. My math is bad, huh? Yeah, that's right. 9. That should be correct. So the sim is slightly longer than what I have noted for duration. I might just risk it because if these go a little bit extra, they still are okay because of the way this song ends. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate you stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your evening. This is Knife Pro. So because this gets insane here in the middle, I feel like something else needs to occur towards the end of this song. Luckily, the fade out is perfect, right? And then you hit the fake, or the real finale. That's the fake finale. And you hit something here. I have some instant cakes we'll probably throw up for that before we transition to the next song. But I feel like something else needs to go in this section, which we got like 12 seconds here. I don't really want to do single shots because I'm using so many in other sections of the show, so I feel like cakes would make sense. These are 500-gram cakes. I could throw up some... You know what? I have some no-abs. It might just add just enough. Let's see what we got. They'd have to be firing during the previous section too, so there'd be a lot going on in the middle of that song, but it could end quite well. Oh, Canada fires in New York State. Yeah, I heard that that's been terrible air quality up that way. If you click and drag on the timeline, it'll show you how long the selected area is. Thanks for the tip. I did not realize that. That's super convenient. 12 seconds. That's awesome. This is what happens when you don't use this software very frequently. I mean, that makes sense, right? Like, how long do I need to fill here? I have tons of 200-gram case. So if you want to use this software, one of the things I'd recommend doing is Pyrojam. It's a competition. Well, it's a firework event that occurs in September, at least this year. They open up the software for like a design competition, meaning that you can get a copy of the license, get access to their catalog, and design a show however you want using the product they have, the positions they have, and actually play with this software and submit it in to win, right? And the really, really cool thing about that is if you have a good design that's chosen, you can actually win some cash. And it's a great way to play around with not only this professional program, but a full catalog with, it's like 19 positions across and up to, I think, 6-inch shells. I mean, it's really cool. I should have done it, but, here we are. Done that, didn't win, was fun. Yeah, but it was really cool because it's probably something, at least for me, it's something that I don't have. I've never done a show that has that much product in that many positions, in space and so on. Your favorite 1-1, are you just referring to a firework package 1-1, or are you referring to like an overloaded 1-1? So when is it? Pyrojam this year is in September at some point. Just Google Pyrojam and you should be able to find information. They did the scripting competition that it was like January and February of last year and ended in March. So you'd have to be looking for it for next year wintertime. Overload. What's really funny is I don't touch a lot of overloads, and mostly because of YouTube and showing it on YouTube. So you notice I don't do a lot of demos and whatnot. It's mostly because I don't want to be in the spotlight of anyone. Yeah, awesome, man. All right, let's see what else we can throw in the sky here. I'm thinking a no-ab. I have some like these guys from Taco, which is Spears 26 if you didn't know. What's going on? Boom in the sky. Fire in the Sky has all the details of Pyrojam. So opened February 23rd, ended March 23rd. Sounds right. And the event is September 2nd. Yep, that sounds correct too. All right. So I know for a fact that taco cake that I was just mentioning is not in the catalog. It's 2-inch, low. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, so you'll see this is all the taco product, and that specific device was not in there, and it was a 2-inch dome. So what we're going to do is we're going to create the cake for this. You can kind of see how that's done as well. So 2-inch titanium willow 9-shot. I believe it was 40 seconds. That's not what we wanted. There we go. "25 seconds" is why we look it up. You can see I have a ton of items in my cart. I mean, exactly what you expect with titanium willows. Right, so I'm thinking we'll throw that up. It's going to have some overlap with the previous effect, but that's okay. It means that song in the middle is going to have one hell of a, like a little finale in there. So Taco is from Spirit of 76. Yeah, so Spirit makes Taco, Sky Bacon, and Real Tree. So those are all Spirit 76 products. Oh, stateside vids for timing, hands down. It's, you know, it's unfortunate because, like, even if you look at Spirit, they do a good job at least where they might make a product and let's say 2019 or older, it's 40 seconds. But then 2020 and newer, it's 45 seconds. They'll at least do a good job of noting it on the product demo. So at least, you know, you can look it up. I've found when ordering Proline product from Split Years, I had some product that was about 5 seconds off, and so I had mixed firing. And then you're watching like the show, and you're like, that one sucks because it's just, you know, one's going 5 seconds older. The gold chains from Taco, that's a good cake. I almost bought that this year. Best of Taco, really good canister shell kit. Do you go to Boomtown? Yeah, I've been there twice at least, and I should be there this year. Yep, you can e-match each tube in a NOAB for sure. Okay, so we're gonna create an effect. You'll see under effects, we'll go. Wow, it's behind my face. Create. So basically, you enter in the description, and it creates like a VDL, which is visual display language. It's Finale's own thing. So we'll do 2-inch. What was the actual description here? Titanium willows, 9-shot. And sometimes you can just actually, let's try that. Sometimes you can just copy this in. So 2-inch titanium willow, 9-shot. And boom, right there. Duration is the only thing we need to enter, which is 25 seconds. And you'll see it even gives an approximate height for it. Cake Comet. That's wrong. Let's see what it does though. Okay. Effects window. My effects to a 9-shot titanium willow cake. So if we're doing 25 seconds, we need to do approximately at this time frame. See what happens. Bam. Whoa. Okay, check this out. Here we go. Sorry. Clicked on it. It's doing it. Let's check this out. Yeah, Spirit does have a catalog in Finale, but all their new product is not in here. All their 2023 product is not here. So unfortunately, like all of the hammer cakes, the 1,000-gram compound cakes, all that stuff, none of it's in here. Unfortunately. So you're kind of, you know, making your own, if you will. Okay, how do we edit that? There we go. Edit. Effect type cake. Maybe size. See if that did it. Did not do it. So this is where you can, get wrapped up, right? As long as I have it scripted, those are going for X amount of time. That's all I really need to care about. I don't need to worry about, how big the break is at this point. I know they're going to be somewhere probably right in here. And they need to end somewhere at the point where this fades out. So honestly, like for me, I'm just going to leave it somewhere close to that. Notice that they kind of go over. There's no pre-fire time on that. That's one thing you would want to look at, right? A lot of keyboard shortcuts to learn Finale. Yeah, there's like a ton of... So for anyone that's not familiar, Finale... Here, let me move my camera. Finale is wild. There are options galore. And if you like hover over any of these other options within an option, there's just more freaking options. So it is a little bit of a learning curve. However, it's a really, really, really powerful tool that, as you can see, since we've been designing the show, that it's freaking awesome. But I don't know 20% of what's going on here in Finale. And it's funny, I am more likely to buy ProLine that is in Finale because it's represented in their catalogs and so on, versus trying to create my own. So for example, this 9-shot titanium willow, it's showing up as a comment cake, and I will probably want to add a pre-fire time on that. Otherwise, I don't really care, as long as as long as there's something first in here and that something ends somewhere in here. That's all I really, really care about. Oh, notice, so something about the smoke and whatnot. I'm sure there's probably a setting that's like add wind direction. I would not be surprised if there's a setting in here that does that, but I won't worry about it. So check this out. So as the song ends, I've pretty much only shown you guys what whiskey you're drinking. I'm drinking Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. Yeah, Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. I am a whiskey, bourbon, just about anything kind of gentleman. So, excuse me, this specific show, 2 years ago, I had the wind direction completely wrong, and it blew towards the audience. And then every other year it's been perfect, where it's been, blowing perfectly east-west situation and no problems. The one year that is blowing at the audience was the year I threw a ton of nishikis in the finale. And all of the nishikis came down on the audience. But what do you do? Whiskey. What's your... so now at this point we're kind of hanging out. I'm slowing down and designing. We're only a minute and a half into my 8-minute show. But we will do probably a minute to a minute and a half daily from now until it's done. What's your drink of choice? That's what I want to know. Double Oaked it's really good. It's really good sipping whiskey. It's it's a little bit more pricey than a lot of the other ones, but it's super solid. Okay, so what's your favorite scotch? I wish the 4th of July. I wish we had rain up until like Thursday before the 4th of July weekend, and it was just gorgeous. Have you already talked about adding fireworks to Finale 3D? Yeah. So that's what I was just trying to do. So this is an example of a cake that I was trying to add. It's a 9-shot titanium willow cake, 2-inch Noab essentially, 25 seconds. I added it. It thinks it's a comet cake. I probably punched something in incorrectly, but as I was saying, like, as long as it's hitting where I want it to hit and ends where I want to hit, where it ends where I want it to end, I don't really care what the sim looks like, right? So I'm sure some people are new to the stream, so let's go ahead and start from the beginning just to kind of show you where we're at. Music's gonna come on. It's gonna be loud, so I apologize. Some flames, set the mood right at the beginning. Looks like a mountain tip. Also, I don't know what the crackle is. So we'll hit something here too at this beat. I have some instant crackle cakes. Maybe we'll throw those up. I actually don't know what the crackle was. None of this is crackle. So I heard some crackle in there. Everything here still is to be determined what we want to do to kind of fill that void. The flame also to be determined. I threw in placeholders. So if I can't get flame, which is probably unlikely, I'll probably throw up some type of whistle, some type of crackle, something to still hit the beat to simulate that. It may or may not be may or may not be DMX related. Oh, the comments. Oh, from the NOAB. Okay. It's weird. It seems like it's in the. It almost seems like it's in this cake here. Let's see. Nope, definitely not. I think you're right. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Sound like the Nashiki. Yeah, they have some really cool tools in here. So back to the alcohol conversation. Someone said tequila. Love myself a good tequila. Porter stouts, IPAs. I'm actually a huge beer guy. This sounds really bad. I'm a big alcohol guy in general. So you got me at stouts, IPAs, and so on as well. I appreciate just about any liquor. Yeah. So some new people joining the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. We started scripting pretty strongly, and we've since mellowed out and have more been drinking. But we'll continue to script it. I swear, there's no stop to this point. At this point, that's awesome. Yeah, appreciate every one of you for stopping by. So this point here where we have this little dip and then a actual finale, so kind of like a fake finale in the first song. And then it fades. The next song. I'm not gonna let you listen to the next song quite yet. I want there's to be some surprises. Yeah, dude, do your giveaway. I'm thinking crackle here. So, I have a couple different crackle instant cakes, which would be perfect for this situation, including Dominator's 25-shot fan crackle cake. Beautiful crackle cake. Oh my god. Right? And then I also have a 200-gram Time Rain crackle cake from Spirit, 8 of those. So what will probably happen is, at this point, if we did the 200-gram cakes, I'll probably just use like 4 of them, half of them, because I'm thinking the 500-gram from Dominator as well as the 200-gram cakes would be really good to be paired later on. Yeah, so let's just throw up some crackle right here while we're thinking about it. There we go. 200-gram cake. You'll see I have 8. We're gonna do, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, clicked off. Crackle. Bam. Okay, let's check this out. Yeah, I think it'd be good. I think that could be a lot of fun. Awesome, Colton. Glad to hear that, man. Spirit has some crackle cakes in stock now. Instant crackle specifically, yeah. And some instant crackle. I actually have a bunch of like these guys, titanium crackle willows, single shot comets, and these are actually a lot of fun. And also some dragon egg mines. Those will be used later. I'm not going to spoil this. This first section here has a lot of cleanup effort, if you will. This whole section needs some more items that we're going to have to add. The problem is we only have like 7 seconds before it kind of fades out. So I'm probably going to throw in some ground effects somewhere at this point to have ground effects going here. Strobe doesn't quite fit the need, so maybe some gerbs. Stick with the gold theme, perhaps. I have, let's see. Yeah, some 10-second gerbs. That could actually work. I only have 14 of them. Let's just check this out.
You can jump into the fire.
I'll probably do the gerbs where it's this section, and then it goes beyond that. More so that we hit this last beat with the gerbs. So something else is going to go here. Gerbs come on. You can jump into the fire. Again, who knows what we're going to throw for that. And they go essentially like this far into the script. Let's do that real quick. And I'm thinking, I think I'm going to do some towers this year. Depends on how much time we have. What's up, Don? Welcome to the stream, man. Hope everything's going well for you. So I want to do, sorry, bounce between windows here. Yeah, these guys. So then, audio coming in.
You can jump into the fire.
I personally love gold. I feel like just a lot of people, when you throw up too much gold, they think that it needs other effects. Yeah, the funny thing about American wholesale is they get a container in and it sells quickly. So a lot of people will be adding items to their, order throughout X amount of time, and then they officially have it shipped. So, dude, 1 second gerbs would be great. I don't have any. I have 10-second, and there's not one that I can find available. So I'm thinking about finishing up the last part of this first song. Yeah. Something here needs to be going over top of this. As you see, that cake fades. But I want it to stop at this point, so that way, it stops. A little bit of black sky going on.
You can jump into the fire.
Right. A lot of people think black sky is bad, and if it's intentional, it's not bad at all. But it has to be intentional. So 55 seconds. Yeah, and we're talking like, this is the problem, is you're going to have to start it super early or double magic cake so that it goes twice as fast. I need to get some of that Happy Family Pro line, which apparently is pronounced Rock You. I can't confirm or deny that, but I would love some of that product, but it's not going to happen this year. Yeah, the videos look nice, so I assume it's good stuff. Okay, so we need, boy, this is the problem, is we're going to have something to fill this void, and I'm not sure what. So we're going to take a look. What's up, man? Welcome to the stream. We're designing a show in Finale 3D. This is my inventory of product we're going to be throwing up this year, or at least choosing from to throw up this year. And we're trying to make something happen. We are like a minute and a half into the horsetail. Horsetail would be great, but it's the problem with it is it's towards the end of the towards the end of the song. So I get something here. So you see these Nashikis fade.
You can jump into the fire.
So I want something to essentially end right about 55. Now I have some single shots, so I could throw up some single shots in here, but it doesn't add the same effect, right? So if we did some single shots, like I could hit them, let's hypothetically say at 53 seconds, they're only going to have maybe a 2 to 3 second time before they burn out. So that could work. Let's just try it. So I have 4 selected here. Here's some brocades. I feel like I always put angles on my cakes or on my single shots, and they're never actually gonna follow that. Let's just see what it looks like. Shoot the cakes kind of end.
You can jump into the fire.
It's not terrible. Single shots on the beats. Yeah, we can do that. Because I do have a bunch of single shots here. Let's listen to this again. Big comment. Or at least right here. Okay, let's zoom in. These beats. Jumping all over the place. These beats.
You can jump into the fire.
Okay, so we're gonna hit these beats here. It should be available. I guess I haven't played with that. This is technically the first live stream I've done on the channel, so most likely it will exist on the channel after I end the stream. If it's not, I'm sure I can make that happen for you. How about strobe? I have a ton of strobe cakes we're gonna throw up probably in the second song. Yeah, thanks Colton for stopping by. If you got a split, appreciate you coming over. Do gold. Apparently I can't not type gold.
You can jump into the.
There's a ton of beats here, so my thought is back and forth chases. So with regard to the databases you're seeing here, yes and no. Some of it's provided, some of it's not. So in this case, for example, Spirit 76 has a ton of product on here. A ton of product that I already have in stock. It's fantastic. I can just insert it into my show. However, a lot of the new product, 2023 product, is not in here. So all the hammer devices, 1,000 gram compound cakes, that type of stuff is not showing up in here. So you'd have to create your own effects. But you know, it's one of these funny things where you'll see these effects, and as long as it hits on the beat you want it to, and it goes the duration you want it to, I don't care what the sim looks like, right? I just want to make sure it goes at the right time and lasts as long as it's supposed to, so that way we don't have black sky and so on. Okay, let's try to hit these beats. I'm gonna do some comment stuff here. I have 7 of those brocades. We'll leave those for later. I'm gonna listen to this one more time.
You can jump into the.
That's a lot of beats. Okay. Hear me out. Let's try this. These are what I've been using like this entire show. Yeah. I'm just trying a little segment here. See what happens. Oop. Let's see what this does. A couple beats missing, but let's just see what it looks like so far. So a bunch of crossing comments. I don't have any Jarandolas this year. So, with regards to music or not, I debated on throwing up a part of the show without music, basically to fit, you know, that desire, if you will, to not have music. I don't think I'm going to do that this year, where the music starts and then after 4 minutes or whatever, the music stops and I say, hey, the next section intentionally doesn't have music, right? And then I just do some really cool chases, potentially try to, my thought was to try to hit the beats of like We Will Rock You, doom doom ch, doom doom ch, right? Because it's very recognizable. Comment mine, comment mine, and repeat that, almost like an acapella. I pulled that from the show design this year, mostly because I realized that you'd have to do that repetitively throughout the entire segment, otherwise the segment gets lost. So I decided 90 minutes unlimited. Well, hey man, appreciate you stopping by and hanging out this whole time. It's 8:30 my time, so who knows how long we'll be hanging out. I've been drinking a hot second, so it could stop in 5 minutes, it could stop in an hour. We don't know, but appreciate you stopping by. But anyway, so I was debating on having an acapella in the middle, and it just didn't quite fit what I was trying to do. Plus, the songs I'm using have a ton of hits, so we're still on the first freaking song, and we are Jesus, 122 cues. I have 30-ish planned for the finale, so still like 90 cues for the first minute and a half of my show. And the show, for anyone joining us late, is approximately 8 minutes and 10 seconds long. So we have a ton of stuff going on right at the beginning. And that's going to repeat because of how this soundtrack works. You'll see these little spikes in the audio file. That's beats that I want to hit. So a lot could be going on for the rest of the show. It's going to be intense. And it's very possible that we will acquire more fireworks between now and showtime. So I have what I'm assuming I'm going to have for 4th of July, but there might be something like last year I went to a retail fireworks store and I picked up an extra Girandola because I wanted a specific number of Girandolas firing in my show, or that's very possible to happen. Okay, let's look back here at my script. We're gonna hit some beats here in a second.
You can jump into the fire.
First off, fire seems like it needs to be earlier. Oops.
To the fire.
Okay, perfect. Let's go back and see these comet chases. It's very likely I'm gonna come through and clean this all up. This last beat needs to be on the outside. What effect are we using?
Yeah, Gold Glitter Willow.
Oh, that's raccoon. I have some waterfall cakes that I'm.
You can jump into the fire.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna come through and clean that up. I don't know if I like
You can jump.
how you'll see like how these two comments are firing in the same direction at the same time. So like this one might go that way or whatever.
You can jump in.
We'll put it that. Yeah, no, that's the really cool thing about this software. So you'll see this gold glitter comment if I drag it. I just moved it from 25 degrees to negative 25 degrees, right?
You can jump into the.
And obviously that's not the exact comment I wanted to move, so undo that. I think this one is all I want to move.
You can jump into the fire.
Yeah. Also, I haven't saved, so let's save that. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, we are 1 minute and 30 seconds into my 8-minute show. We're pretty close. Other than cleaning up a bunch of these effects and making sure that we have all the product, which a lot of times I'll script a show. I have an inventory sheet, with everything, and then I'll double check my inventory. What info do you print your labels on? So this software, let me move my camera. This software allows you to print labels, and it uses, they're like 2 by 3. It's like 1.25 inches. Anyway, it uses a specific label printer. It's the same labels that I've used in years past. Prints out exactly what you would expect. So channel, cue, effect, and you can slap it on the specific effect, and you know exactly where it's going to be. Yeah. So I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I've been drinking for a hot minute, so my creativity is winding down. Meaning I'm going to hang out, answer questions. Anyone has questions, let's hit those stuff. Appreciate everyone coming and hanging out for the last hour and 35 minutes. Here, we'll make this camera a little bigger. Beep. Does anyone have any suggestions, comments, questions that we can hit while we're hanging out? Yeah, I'll be using the Kirko racks. I have 5 of them. Most likely for positions 7 and 1, I'll have to build some extra racks between now and the 4th of July. But yeah, we're so first perspective, we're 124 Qs, $600. That is based on gold pricing for Spirit. Some of that's inaccurate, and we do have 30 something Qs in our finale. So at this point in time, we can safely assume there's 90-ish Qs for our first minute and a half. Stupid. How far apart are your firing stations? Each position is 50 feet apart, so 7 positions, 300 feet total across these positions. And positions 1 and 7 are going to be mostly reserved for single shots. Yeah, no problem, Benjamin. All right, everybody. Again, I really do appreciate everyone hanging out here tonight. The first time we've done a live stream like this, so yeah, it's fun. After 3 hours, I honestly didn't know what to expect, right? You could have 2 people, you could have 300 people. You just don't know. So appreciate all of you that have hung out this whole time. Maybe we'll do more live streams in the future. So anyway, appreciate all of your support. We'll be doing more videos, 3 videos a week through the 4th. Got a lot to do, obviously, on this fireworks show, and more to come after the 4th passes. So appreciate everybody's views and support and everything. So anyway, thank you all for coming. I'm going to end the live stream. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate you. Good night, guys.